Good morning, everybody. Hi, my name is Ross Smith. I'm from Skype, and I'm here to talk a little bit about sort of a survey of lessons learned, tips and tricks from creators of social corporate responsibility programs, anything from startups to large enterprises. So, jump right in. The first thing you want to think about is impact, and really measurable impact. And this is not just doing good in the world, changing the world, but how do you measure that you're making progress? And then once you figure out how you're going to change the world and how you're going to measure, you want to think about the impact you're going to have on your organization. And again, how you measure that. What are your key performance indicators? What are your metrics? And how do you know whether you're influencing, say, product engagement or customer satisfaction? You want to think about how am I making progress? That's going to be very important as you go through this process. And then, yesterday morning I had this slide further back in the deck and moved it up to right away. There's so much great stuff going on. Take some time to learn from others. And this is both in your industry, sort of in Switchpoint, in the world, as well as throughout your company, whether it's a large enterprise. Understand who's doing what's the best practices, and really get a firm grip on what's happening before you then go and make your pitch. Now, it's pretty likely your first pitch is not going to look like this. It's going to be a one-on-one with your boss and thinking about, hey, I want to do this. And the big goal here is to get to yes. And that's going to take some judgment on your part to know what to ask for. It might be as little as, hey, I want to do this social good thing, and I'm going to volunteer my own time on the weekends. Not going to impact my day job. To all the way up to, I want to do this part-time or full-time, or I want to staff a team. It's going to depend a lot on your organization, but your goal is going to be to get to yes. And so this may take a couple iterations. You might have to run at this a couple of times. You might have to do some stuff on the side and prepare, but it's really important to get to yes. And once you get to yes, I want to just put out a warning. Anybody hear of the term cookie licking? Okay. Well, let me introduce this. So imagine you're a 5-year-old and you have a couple teenage siblings, and your mom comes out with a plate full of homemade chocolate chip cookies. You realize quickly you're the low person on the totem pole, right? That you're not getting any. And so the wise child learns very quickly, hey, I have a strategy. Mom comes out with another plate. You grab them all quickly and lick them. and now your older siblings might be very angry at you, but you got all the cookies. And so there's a good chance you may not eat them all, but they're yours. And unfortunately, in this space, when you're doing social good in the world, you may run into people who take a cookie licking approach. So if you're working with orphans or refugees or the homeless in your community, somebody in your organization say, oh, no, we own that. That's our responsibility. Now, they may never do anything, right? But they've blocked you from doing it. So that's a cookie licking. So just be on the lookout for that. And then once you're moving forward, there's a great resource that you have known as employee volunteers. Reach out, set up, whether it's a chat room, an email alias, a monthly meeting, figure out a way to get the word out in your organization that people can volunteer. There's lots of studies that millennials really want to give back. And so you can tap into this employee network, create a strong network, and they can be a great way to get things done without having to go and ask for a budget or full-time headcount. Then you want to think about, in the context of your measurable impact, think about where to say no and where to say yes. Walking around yesterday, I could find 100 places to partner and say, oh, yeah, let's work together. And all of a sudden, you're spread so thin, you don't actually get anything done. So you really want to think, especially when you're starting off, think about how to say no and where to say yes. And if you can write it down so that if somebody approaches you, you just say, hey, look here to see if you qualify, is a great way to sort of keep on track. Sorry here. And then thinking about financing and thinking about money. Again, just as with the pitch to your boss or to your founder, the goal here is just get a yes. So this may be, hey, I'm going to put my own money in. $50 a year, I'll do this on my own, to I need $10,000 in the corporate budget for next fiscal year. Whatever that is, you have to determine the bar for your own organization, but you want to get to yes. It's going to be much easier to go back and ask for more than it is to go back and ask again. So think about how to do that. Then, once you have some money and you have sort of the buy-in and you've identified the cookie lickers, you want to reach out to your marketing and PR folks. And this may be your founder, this may be a separate division, it may be within your own organization, but reach out to marketing and PR, give them a hug. You're going to be, initially you could be seen as a threat because you're going to be going out doing great things in the world and talking about it, and they may feel threatened. So reach out to them, make them your allies, say, I'm not here to do a marketing and PR job, I'm here to feed you a bunch of great stories that you can use as you want. They will be incredible allies to get your story out. They may even be a source of funding and budget for you, but it's a great way not to step on any toes and build an alliance that allows them to help you. And then go back and think about your impact. You really want to visit this sort of every week, every month to know that you're making progress. You may have to, we heard yesterday about agile and rapid prototyping. You may have to revise this over time, but you really want to make sure that you know you're making progress, both in the world as you approach doing good, but also in your organization. So you may start out with thinking about, okay, we're going to drive marketing awareness and social awareness, and realize that may not be enough. We need product engagement, or we need sales, or we need new account signups. Whatever that is, you really want to revisit this and work with your volunteers, work with your boss or your organization, work with your marketing folks, and really understand what impact you're making and visit that regularly. And then celebrate your small wins. It's really important when you think about a volunteer group and as you start to spin up a full-time team, the importance of letting them know, hey, we made progress. Hey, we spoke at Switchpoint, right? That celebrate the small wins. Every little bit helps build momentum, helps build support and engagement. And so set up, again, if you have a chat room or an email alias, a weekly meeting, get all these people together and celebrate your small wins. And then finally, and I think I don't have to tell this room, but dream big, right? We're here to change the world. And if you hit setbacks, you hit, an organization that says, oh, you can't do that, or you don't have budget to do this, or you're not allowed to do this, or you need legal to review this, don't let that stop you. If you think about your measurable impact and you think about the social good that you can do, the halo that you bring to your product or to your company, it's really important to stay strong in the face of setbacks and dream big and change the world. And stay in touch. Thank you very much.